Welcome to Stump's Hot Rods. Today, we are tearing down the cylinder head of the 283. Here is how I'm going to organize the valves. On the piece of cardboard, I have labeled out each one of the valve locations and how I'm going to store them for proper reinstallation. First step is trying to unseat the valves like you just saw me whack them with a hammer and with the socket. Unseat them from the keepers, basically. The keepers kind of stay put inside there, and then the top of the valve retainer, if you don't whack it with a hammer, it's just going to come up and down with when you compress them. So right here, I'm taking my valve compressing tool that I got from the Harbor Freight, and I'm compressing each one of the springs and using a magnet to pull the little keepers out. Those things stay close to the valve stem and prevent the valves from coming out. They need a little help with a screwdriver to get them loose, and then the magnet keeps them from falling and helps pull them out too. You can see here I'm keeping all of my retainers on a horseshoe magnet that I have laying around the garage. That way I don't lose them as easily as you could. In any event, this is all workbench related process. This tool is probably the best tool that you can get for this job. I tried a different tool that just compresses the spring itself and doesn't keep the valve on the bottom pressure from it, dropping. This one does both, and once you get the right amount of adjustment in both the bottom and the top, you can just squeeze down on each individual spring like I'm doing here and get a good compression on the spring so that you can remove the valve keepers and the retaining retainers. Sometimes it requires a little bit of adjustment, whether it be turning the bottom screw like I'm doing now, putting a little more pressure on it. If it doesn't compress and expose the valve stem, then you might need to give it a whack with the hammer and socket to release. So right now I have each one of the retainers out. I have to whack it with the socket. I'm trying to get those to pop up off the valve stem. As you can see, some of them come up pretty easily. Just give them an offside whack with the socket. In particular, there was one here that was pretty stubborn on the end. So I'm trying to keep all the springs and all the valves oriented the way that they are, so I can assemble the valves back onto the same spot, because we're just assuming that each one of these has a good seal with the head, so we're not going to disturb that or try to mash them up with a different place on the head. The seals may not be perfect for each one. So I'm pulling out each individual valve right now. I'm giving it a tap with the soft mallet there because there's a seal that is holding the valve in. You can't see it with in this camera shot, but the seal itself is being pushed up over the top of the valve and laying. Once you pull the valve out from the bottom, it comes apart. You can see that I had one valve that was sticking particular, so I skipped that for now and went to the ones that were easier to pull out. The one that was giving me problems just required a little bit of sandpaper. You'll see here in a second that I grabbed some sandpaper, a very fine grit. Doesn't need to be aggressive at all. There could be a little burr on the end of the valve, or it could be mushroomed a little bit, and you don't want to scrape the bore that's holding the valve stem more than you have to. So this one required more lube, a little bit of sanding, more lube, sanding. Eventually it'll come out. There we go. Now here's where my cardboard comes to play. I have all the valves lined up, and I'm just pushing each valve stem through the hole in the cardboard. They're all numbered. I have a little diagram on the piece of cardboard showing how it's oriented in the head. It's just a good way for me to keep my brain wrapped around where they go back. Thanks for watching.